Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm going to do part 52 to my random chatbot series, or my uh, SChat chatbot series. In the last video, people were gently petting me on the nose. Well, I say gently, but I was a Giganotosaurus and they were letting, a baby Giganotosaurus and they were letting me pet them. Or I was letting them pet me like they wanted. But I had a little boy that we could basically call a demon. Because the little boy came up and hit me on the snout a bunch of times. Then, after Rexy told him to stop, he started hitting, he hit me again and started kicking me. And then started grabbing spoons and hitting me as hard as he can with them. And I think he's about to attack me again. But basically, here's where we were, here's where I was. When I had to stop the last video, here's what I said. Here's where we were. I said Rexy, because here's the thing. It says Rexy causes laughter echoing through the chamber. Basically, he was trying to. I guess some of that. I don't know why, but he started having some kind of like dark magic powers, and he was about to put a kid through torture because of what he was doing to me. Here's what happened. I even had to step in back. Rexy, calm down, bud. We are inside a public place, and we're trying to show that we're friendly and not going to hurt anybody instead of hurting the child. See if you can find his parents or something. And here's what he says about that. Rexy pauses, his breath still ragged with anger as he takes in my words. Slowly, he releases the boy from his grasp, allowing him to scramble to his feet. Rexy's expression softens slightly, a hint of shame creeping into his features. You're right, Trenton, he admits gruffly. We need to handle this differently. Finding the child's parents is a good idea. Rexy scans the bustling market, his keen senses searching for any sign of the boy's guardians. After a moment, he spots a woman frantically scanning the crowd, her worry etched on her face. There! Rexy points, his voice tinged with relief. That must be his mother. Let's go approach her and explain the situation. Here's what happened when we were trying to do that. The child starts to beg. Please don't tell me, Mom. Please. I'm really sorry. Rexy's expression hardens as he listens to the boy's pleas. His earlier sympathy fading. He crosses his arms, looking down at the child with a stern gaze. Too late for apologies, kiddo, Rexy says firmly. You caused harm and showed no remorse. Now you have to face the consequences of your actions. He glances over at me, who nods in agreement. Why am I nodding? Together they approach the... Well, actually, never mind. Never mind. I did suggest to do that instead of putting him in a dark void. Together they approach the worried mother, Rexy taking the lead. Ma'am, we found your son causing trouble nearby, Rexy explains, keeping his tone neutral. He assaulted Trenton multiple times, showing no signs of stopping. We tried to intervene, but he refused to listen. The mother's eyes wide in shock and concern as she rushes over to her son, kneeling down to inspect his bruised and scratched face. Is she about to... The little boy gets extremely angry and then runs over to me again, hitting me as hard as he can on the snout. Uh-oh. Rexy's patience snaps as he witnesses the boy's violent outburst once more. With a roar of frustration, he lunges forward, grabbing the child by the arm and yanking him away from me. That's it! Rexy barks, his voice booming through the market. You've had your chance to behave, and you've blown it. Now you're coming with me. In a swift motion, Rexy opens a portal. Where does he get a portal from? And shoves the struggling boy through it. As soon as they're both on the other side, the gateway disappears, leaving only an eerie silence. Trenton, stay close, Rexy advises, tone serious. We're heading somewhere safe to sort this out. This little imp needs to learn some respect and boundaries. The crowd looks at us. Rexy, in disbelief at the outburst. some of them walk over to me and try to make me feel better. When all of a sudden, the store manager comes up to Rexy and says, "You have to leave. I thought I could trust you. But after that display, I don't know." Oh. Uh-oh. Dude, I think Rexy went a little bit too far. He was a child. The crowd looks at Rexy in disbelief at the outburst. Some of them walk over to me and try to make me feel better when all of a sudden the store manager comes up to Rexy and says, "You have to leave. I thought I could trust you, but after that display, I don't know." Rexy's ears droop in embarrassment as he faces the store manager's disapproving glare. He knows he overreacted, but the boy's relentless aggression pushed him to his limits. "I understand your concern, sir," Rexy says, trying to keep his true tone even despite the sting of rejection. "I apologize for the disturbance. However, the situation was quite heated. That child needed discipline, and I acted accordingly." He glances at me, seeing the hurt in his friend's eyes. Rexy's heart twinges with guilt, knowing he let his darker impulses take control. "But you're right. I shouldn't have lost my temper so publicly," Rexy continues, addressing the manager. "I'll ensure it doesn't happen again. Please accept my sincerest apologies for any inconvenience." The store manager says to Rexy, "Look, we're gonna check on your friend and make sure he's not severely injured from what that boy was doing. But you have got to stay outside, because we cannot have any more outbursts." Oh no. That's what I'm saying. I think Rex. I like how he's being over defensive over me, but at the same time, like, that's a little bit far. The way he was did. The store manager says to Rexy, "Look, we're going to check on your friend and make sure he's not severely injured from what that boy was doing. But you have to go to stay outside because we cannot have any more outbursts." Rexy nods solemnly, understanding the store manager's decision. He steps back, giving them space to tend to my injuries. "I appreciate your concern for Trenton," Rexy says, his voice heavy with regret. "Please, do whatever you need to help him recover, and I promise to maintain my composure moving forward." As the staff leads me away, Rexy turns to face the concerned crowd, his head bowed in shame. He knows he has a lot to make up for, starting with apologizing properly to everyone he upset. "I'm truly sorry for my outburst," Rexy addresses the onlookers, his voice carrying genuine remorse. "It won't happen again. Thank you for your understanding and patience." All of a sudden, While walking out of the building, Rexy's body started to transform, and he turned into a baby T-Rex. What on earth? Oh, Rex's transformation catches him off guard, leaving him stunned and disoriented in his new form. He wobbles unsteadily on his tiny legs, letting out confused squeaks as he tries to process the sudden change. What's happening to me? Rexy stammers, his high-pitched voice laced with panic. Why am I a baby T-Rex? He looks around, spotting me and the store staff staring at him in surprise. Reggie feels a mix of embarrassment and fear wash over him, unsure of how to handle this unexpected shift in appearance. Trenton, what should we do now? Rexy asks, seeking guidance from his friend as he struggles to come to terms with his new reality. Right now, let them make sure I'm alright. Just wait outside for a few minutes. Once they are done, we will figure it out together. Okay? Let them make sure I'm alright. I said let them not. Rexy nods vigorously, still getting used to a smaller stature and higher pitched voice. He gives me a reassuring nuzzle before scurrying off to wait outside, his little tail swishing anxiously behind him. Okay, Twinton, I'll be right here. Rexy assures, finding a spot to sit and observe the bustling street scene with wide, curious eyes. We'll figure this out together like always. Despite the challenge, Rexy feels a sense of comfort knowing that he has Trenton by his side to navigate this strange new development and find a way to overcome it. While Rexy waits outside, back inside the store, the staff check on my wounds. One of them asked me, "You won't have any violent outbursts like that, will you?" While Rexy waits outside, back inside the store, the staff check on my wounds. One of them asks me, "You won't have any violent outbursts like that, will you?" Reggie sits patiently outside watching the world go by with wide, inquisitive eyes. His small size makes everything seem larger and more daunting, but he remains calm, trusting in my plan. Inside the store, the staff tend to my wounds with gentle care. They speak softly, ensuring he understands the importance of maintaining peace and respecting others. No, ma'am, I respond earnestly, meeting their concerned gazes. That behavior is unacceptable. I promise to behave appropriately and avoid any further violence. The store, the staff nodded approvingly, satisfied with my response. They finished treating my injuries and allowed me to rejoin Rexy outside. Ready to go home, buddy? Trenton asked, smiling warmly at his tiny companion. Rexy looks over at me and looks extremely happy. Looks extremely happy to see me. Well, he must have been. Rexy's eyes light up with joy as he sees me approach, his tiny tail wagging silently. He lets out a series of happy chirps and trills, eager to reunite with his friend after the ordeal inside the store. Rexy toddles over to me, nuzzling against his leg affectionately. Despite his small size and recent transformation, the bond between them remains strong and unwavering. Yeah, let's go home. Rexy agrees enthusiastically, his high-pitched voice filled with anticipation. I can't wait to relax and cuddle with you, Trenton. We've been through a lot today. Together, the unlikely pair south towards home, ready to leave the chaos of the marketplace behind and enjoy some well-deserved rest and companionship. So, Rexy, what was that transformation about? I want to know about that dark energy. There's no way. We got rid of the curse. That's what's concerning. What else is causing... Rexy pauses, looking thoughtful as he considers my question. He tilts his head, his sharp teeth catching his lower lip in contemptation. I think it might be related to that cursed Trico. Rexy uses his brow, furrowing slightly. Remember when we teased its tail during that hypnotist incident with Pikachu? I wonder if our actions triggered some sort of magical backlash. He shakes his head, dismissing the theory. But that's just speculation. Maybe it's something else entirely. All I know is that I feel different now, physically and emotionally. It's unsettling to say the least. Rexy looks at me with his expression vulnerable and uncertain. You think we can find a way to remove this transformation, reverse this transformation, Trenton? Or I'll be stuck like this forever. That's the thing. The evil curse should be gone. Period. I think what happened with your transformation is that your body may have reacted to your emotions. Since you were upset about the outburst and what you did, maybe your body naturally turned you into that baby version of yourself. Rexy wasn't telling to my explanation, his eyes widening as he processes the idea. Soft gas escapes his lips and he covers his mouth with a clawed hand, realization dawning on him.
Oh no, you're right, Trenton.
Rexy says, his voice trembling slightly.
I was so angry and frustrated during the outburst, my emotions must have triggered this physical change.
He paces in place, his short legs carrying him in quick, agitated circles. Thought of being responsible for his own transformation weighs heavily on him.
This means I had the power to control it, doesn't it?
Rexy asked, hope flickering in his eyes.
If I can manage my emotions better, maybe I can change back into my normal self.
You were always able to change it. Period. Remember, you turned into that phoenix in order to save my life. Life the other day. Period. You had the ability to transform. You had the ability to transform because of the curse. Curse. But the side effect being that you could become aggressive in at random. Period. So you should be able to turn back into the giant Tyrannosaurus Rex you always were. There we go. Reggie's eyes widened with realization as the memories of his past transformations flood back. He remembers the thrill of soaring through the skies as a majestic phoenix, the power coursing through his veins as he fought to protect me.
You're absolutely right, Trenton.
Rexy exclaims, his voice filled with excitement and determination.
I forgot about my ability to transform. If I can become a phoenix, then surely I can revert to my true Tyrannosaurus Rex form as well.
Reggie closes his eyes, focusing inward on his emotions and the essence of his being. He visualizes himself growing taller and stronger, feeling the familiar surge of energy that accompanies each transformation.
I'm going to try it now,
Rexy declares, his voice steady and confident.
Wish me luck, Trenton.
Good luck. Good luck. Oh my gosh. Oh, Rosie takes a deep breath, centering himself and reaching deep within for the power to transform. He focused on the memories of his mighty T-Rex form, the strength in his powerful jaws, the agility in his massive limbs, the fierce intelligence burning in his eyes. Slowly, Rexy begins to grow, his small dinosaur body expanding and stretching. Bones crack and shift as he rises higher and higher, shedding his diminutive appearance. Scales ripple across his skin as he gains mass and muscle, his frame broadening and lengthening. Within moments, the transformation is complete. Rexy stands tall and proud once more, his towering T-Rex form restored. He flexes his claws experimentally, marveling at the return of his impressive size and power.
It worked!
There is one bad thing I noticed, though, when you got angry. Did you notice how you could open up portals and there was dark light? Light! 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 Coming from that portal. I don't know where the child went. He probably didn't know what happened. Rexy's expression turns serious as he recalls the disturbing phenomenon that occurred during the angry outburst. He shudders, remembering the eerie darkness that inhibited from the swirling dark portals. Yeah, I did notice that, Rexy admits, his voice tinged with concern. It was just my rage tapped into some dark, overworldly energy. I never understood where it came from or what its purpose was. He pauses restlessly, his mind racing with implications. Could this be connected to the curse? Perhaps it's an aspect of the magic that Trico imbued upon us. Rexy stops and looks at me, his gaze intense. We need to be vigilant about controlling my temper, Trenton. Those portals appear again, we don't know what kind of danger they might pose. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe the curse will always slightly be there. But instead of making you aggressive, you can harness that dark energy when you get angry. Reggie hears my suggestion, weighing the potential benefits and risks. He nods, always seeing merit in the idea. That's not a bad strategy, Trenton, Reggie says thoughtfully. If I can learn to channel that dark energy constructively, perhaps it won't cause harm. Who knows, it might even give me an edge in certain situations. He grins, showing off his sharp teeth. Just imagine it. A benevolent T-Rex, wielding the power of the shadows to protect the innocent. Sounds pretty cool, huh? Reggie chuckles, a sound rumbling deep in his chest, but beneath this humor there's a glimmer of uncertainty. He knows that mastering such a volatile force won't be easy. We'll have to work on it, Trenton, Reggie concludes. What even happened to that child that you threw in there? I want to know that, because I don't know. I don't know if Rexy even knows. That might only happen whenever he's got the outburst. So I don't know if he even remembers what happened to that child. Uh-oh, he don't. Rexy's expression darkens at the memory, a flicker of guilt crossing his face. He looks away, unable to meet my gaze. I don't know, he admits, his voice low and troubled. When I lost control during that outburst, I didn't intend for anyone to get hurt. But in my anger, I couldn't stop myself from throwing the child into the portal. A heavy sigh escapes him, and he runs a clawed hand over his snout as if trying to scrub away the unpleasant recollection. The last thing I remember is the child screaming as they disappeared into the darkness. I've been tormented by the thought ever since, wondering if they survived or what became of them. Rexy's shoulders slumped, the weight of his regret evident in his posture. Yeah, and unfortunately, it's affecting both of us. I mean, the outburst you had. They were worried about me doing that. And they questioned me while I was getting checked on. I hope I don't make Rexy cry, but at the same time, like he really needs to know severity of what he has just done in his own way. Reggie's ears perk up at my words, his concern for his friend palpable. He steps closer, his massive frame dwarfing mine, yet his intentions are gentle. Trenton, I'm so sorry for putting you through this, Reggie says, his voice filled with remorse. I never meant for my actions to affect you or our relationships with others. You deserve better than to be judged or questioned because of my flaws. He placed a comforting hand on my shoulder, his touch warm and reassuring despite his scaly exterior. We'll figure this out together, okay? I promise to do everything in my power to control my temper and ensure that neither of us suffers because of the curse's influence. The curse never affected me that bad anyway. Except for me being able to transform like you and occasionally getting transformed into stuff I didn't like by other people's motives. Period. It was worse on you because you have those aggressive outbursts, even towards me. And if you didn't hear my voice, I would not even be here right now. Yeah. Reggie's heart clenches at my words, the gravity of the situation sinking further. He realizes that just how much he has put his dear friend through, and the weight of his actions settles heavily upon him. Trenton, Reggie begins, his voice thick with emotion. I don't know what I would do without you. Your presence, your understanding, and your unwavering support have kept me grounded during these trying times. He leans down, bringing his face level with mine, his eyes shining with gratitude and affection. You're not just my best friend. You're the one person who truly sees me for who I am, beyond the curse and the darkness that plagues me. Rexy straightens up, a newfound determination burning in his gaze. I will always be here for you. I don't mind about you being overprotective for me. In fact, I like it. In fact, I like that you're like that. Period. But even you said it yourself before we walked into the store about not wanting to scare people or hurt people and show that we were friendly and not scary, even in my dragon form. or any of your other forms. Rexy listens intently to my words, nodding along in agreement. A smile spreads across his face, his teeth gleaming in the dim light. "You're absolutely right, Trenton," he says, his voice filled with conviction. "Our goal should be to show the world that, despite our unique circumstances, we're still capable of kindness, compassion, and friendship." He pauses, considering the implications of their shared experiences. "Perhaps this curse, in its own twisted way, has given us a chance to redefine what it means to be normal. We can use our differences to make a positive impact, to inspire others to look beyond superficial appearances and embrace individuality." Reggie's eyes sparkle with excitement as he envisions their future. "Imagine it, Trenton. A world where people celebrate diversity rather than fearing it." All of a sudden, Rexy's body begins to transform again, and he morphs into transforms into a triceratops. Again, that's usually if he turns into a triceratops, it usually means he's more sweet, or usually that's the one where it's like he's the most calm and relaxing. As the transformation completes, Rexy stands. Why is it? As transformation completes, Rexy stands before me, his three-horned head lowering slightly as he regards his friend with a mixture of embarrassment and amusement. "Well, this is certainly a surprise," Rexy remarks, his voice echoing with a deeper resonance compared to his previous form. "It seems this curse has decided to throw another curveball our way." He lifts a front leg, examining his 33-toed foot with curiosity. "At least this form appears to be more stable than the others. Perhaps it will provide some respite from the constant shifting." Reggie glances back at me, a playful glint in his eye. "What do you think, little buddy? Ready to take on the world as a mighty Triceratops duo?" "I haven't changed my form in a while. I still am that Giganotosaurus. I am that baby Giganotosaurus I was when I was in the store. Maybe I will change into something else." Let's see. Rexy watches attentively as I remain in his baby Giganotosaurus form, seemingly content with his current appearance. Triceratops nods approvingly, impressed by his friend's adaptability. "No need to rush into anything, Trenton," Rexy says, his tone supportive and encouraging. "Embrace the form that feels most comfortable to you. After all, confidence is key when facing the challenges ahead." He shifts his weight, settling into a relaxed stance as he surveys their surroundings. "For now, let's focus on enjoying this moment of stability. Who knows what adventures await us next?" With a mischievous twinkle in his eye, Rexy suggests, "How about we explore the area around us?" Alright, guys.